how to paint this wonderful pop art pizza. It's inspired by artist Andy Warhol, who used bright, bold colors to paint ordinary things in his life. So let's jump into our tutorial. First, we're going to go over our supplies that you're going to need. Okay, you're going to need some watercolor paper. This is important because we're going to be watercoloring most of the paper, and if you use regular paper, it will bend on you. Today I'm going to be using neon watercolors. Aren't they lovely? I love them. They're so bright and colorful. They just make me happy. I'm also going to be using a pencil and some water here. I also have a paper towel in case I need to dry off my brush, okay? So gather your materials and come back for our tutorial. Okay, I'm going to go over the steps that we're going to take to do our pizza. First, we're going to use our pencil and draw the outline of our pizza, okay? After we draw the outline of our pizza, we're going to paint in our pizza slice. After our pizza slice dries, which doesn't take very long, we're going to paint a really bold background pattern. All right? All right, you can do this. Let's dive in together. Okay, first I'm going to show you how to draw your pizza slice. Now I'm going to draw my pizza slice on just a regular copy sheet of paper using a Sharpie marker so that you can see my lines. If I use a pencil, you can't see my lines, okay? So make sure you're using a pencil, but I'm going to use a Sharpie marker, okay? Now, to begin, I draw just a very kind of like a rainbow, an arch, a very broad arch, a wide arch, kind of like a rainbow, okay? But we want it to be pretty wide. We don't want it to be like a U, okay? We want it to be real wide. And then I'm gonna give this arch just a little bit of a background, and this is going to be my pizza crust. After that, I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna bring my pizza down into a triangle, okay? And then I'm gonna add some pepperonis, some big circles. Now, maybe you wanna add something other than pepperoni. Maybe you wanna add some little pepper pieces, some mushrooms. I don't know, what do you like on your pizza? I like pepperoni pizza. Okay, I have 4 pepperonis. Now I'm gonna add the melty cheese. This is kind of a hard part, so I want you to watch really carefully. I'm gonna come down and I'm just gonna add some drips to my pizza. Do you see that?
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, that was my watch. She doesn't understand my cheese here. Okay, I'm just gonna add some drips to my pizza, like this. And that makes my pizza look ooey and gooey, just like when you pull the pizza out of the pizza slice out of the big pizza. Now, if this was on with pencil, I would go in here and erase some of these little lines. That's okay to do. If you want, okay? So now that our pizza is drawn, if you need to pause it and polish up your pizza, that's fine. Now we're going to paint our pizza. Okay, I am finishing up the details on my pizza. Hopefully you can see it there. I got my drippy cheese, I got my pepperonis, all of that. Now I'm going to jump in and start painting the elements of my pizza. I'm going to paint my pizza slice with warm colors, oranges, yellows, and pinks. Okay, so I have to wake up all my colors. And to wake up watercolors, we just take some water, we put it in the paint, we stir it around like so, and we wake it up. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my color and I'm going to pull my sleeves up because they're kind of in the way. I'm just going to put my color onto my crust. I'm going to do my crust kind of an orange color, and then I'm going to do my pepperonis a pink. Now, remember, I say this in a lot of our tutorials. Whatever you want to paint, whatever color you want to paint, go for it. If you want to have a green pizza crust, go and have a green pizza crust. You don't have to follow what I say to a T, okay? You are creative, just like I am creative, and maybe you really want to have some blue cheese on your pizza. That's okay. All right, Okay, I'm gonna wake up my pink. I'm gonna paint those pepperonis with some real bright pink color. Put my pink on here. Now, I want to remind you that if you need to slow down, if you're not able to keep up with me, just push pause, and then you can unpause it whenever you're ready. And if you're doing this with a brother or a sister or a friend, make sure you pause it for each other. If your sister or brother needs to pause it and you're going fast, that's okay. We all kind of paint at different speeds, and that's totally okay. Get these pink pepperonis going. Almost done here. Yummy, yummy. Now, pepperonis aren't really pink in real life, are they? No, they're not. That's why this is called pop art. Sometimes pop art is when we paint a real object, but we're painting it with bright, crazy, funky colors. Okay? So give yourself permission to think outside of the box. Okay, I'm going to paint my cheese with this bright yellow. It's a bright fluorescent yellow, and whenever I'm painting, I always like to go around the outside of my image first, and then I come in and I fill my image in, okay? That's just a little bit of a trick when you're painting like a big area. Not everything is dry completely. Now you don't want to touch the wet paint. It's kind of tricky because that paint will start blending together. There we go. Some of that paint mixed in there. That's okay. I'll let it kind of work itself out, and I'll go back and fix it. Go around my pepperonis, just like so. Okay. Yay! Okay, she's done. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't bleed too much. Now I'm going to let this dry just a second, and then I'm going to come back and paint my pattern on the back, okay? Okay, I've finished painting my pizza and it's drying. It's pretty much dry, but it's still a little wet, but I think I can move on. I want you to notice that my pizza is warm colors. Those are colors of fire, like oranges, pinks, yellows, reds, things like that. One technique when you're doing any art is to use cool colors and warm colors in combination. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the background with cool colors. Cool colors are blues, greens, and purples, okay? So I'm going to use blue and green for my cool colors. But remember, you can use whatever colors you want. If you want to use warm colors too, you can. I'm going to use some cool colors for mine, and I'm going to paint horizontal stripes. You, if you would like, you can paint vertical stripes, you can paint diagonal stripes, you can paint polka dots, you can paint zigzags, whatever you want. Whenever we put a background behind an image, like this pizza, it just pops off the page, okay? And it makes it have a little bit of dimension. Dimension means it creates a background and a foreground. So here I am. I'm going to use my brush. I almost feel like I should get a bigger brush for this. Go just a little bit faster. I might go grab my bigger brush. I keep all of my, I'll show you, my paintbrushes and stuff in a jar like this. Now this is a really big paintbrush that I don't really use that often, but I might get out this paintbrush. I use this paintbrush quite a bit. It's a lot bigger than the paintbrush that I was using, so it's going to cover more surface area. And I keep all my paintbrushes in one area so that when I need them, I know where they are. That might be something that you can do as you get kind of an art collection going of materials, right? See, this is much faster and much quicker, but if you don't have a bigger brush, don't worry, just use the brush you have, okay? Really doesn't matter all that much. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use one color and do all of the same color of stripes like so. And then I'm going to come in with my second color. Honestly, I might should have taped this down a little bit. It's kind of curling up on me. Right now, I live in Washington, D.C., and it is January, so it's a little bit cold outside and a little bit gray. So, these colors, I love them because it reminds me that, you know what, we all need a little color in our life when it's a little bit gray outside, don't we? Color just brightens my mood. Okay, so my first color is down. Now I'm going to paint my second color, which is going to be blue. I'm going to wake up my blue here. Put some water in there and just kind of wake her up. Get my brush really nice and loaded. I'm just going to go in and paint in between these lines. And you know what? They don't have to be perfectly touching. You leave a little bit of white. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Now, I don't want to get into that pizza, you know. I don't want to... There's that. Make sure you show someone your artwork after you do it, okay? It's important that you show off your hard work, because this is really hard work. To start something and to finish it, guys, it's hard. It's hard work. You should be proud of that. To go. All done. There we go. Now, if you're not done, push pause and finish it. Like I said, we don't compare our speed to other people's speed, okay? I have 3 kids and one of them likes to be real competitive, so I understand, and sometimes I'm that way too. Okay guys, today we painted our pop art pizza with neon watercolors. I hope this pizza brought a bunch of color into your life and was something that you enjoyed doing this cold winter in these cold winter months. Maybe it's not cold and wintry where you are right now. Maybe it's warm and sunny, which would be wonderful. I love neon colors in the summertime too. I'll always take neon colors. Aren't they fun and bright? Alright, well, it was good to see you here, and I can't wait to join you next time as you get creative at home.